sellers the most money for their home and selling faster than the average agent. So when you're ready to sell your home or have questions, call me.
And I'm Debbie Monterey. For years, I've been telling you about Gloria Liu and why you should call her. Gloria has solutions and programs for every seller because she understands that every situation is different. Call Gloria and get your free instant home valuation. Choose from multiple cash offers or sell with certainty this summer because Gloria will guarantee upfront and in writing to sell your home at 100% of market value or she will pay the difference. Hey, the St. Louis market is shifting. Now is a great time to call and get to know Gloria Liu like I have. Call 314-325-6888 or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
This is the Verizon Extra Innings Show. Verizon, the most reliable 5G in St. Louis.
Look to second base, the pitch. A swing and the ball's looped into right field. That's a base hit. Walker's being sent around. Here comes the throw to the plate. Save! A Redbird winner! Joel Pozo drives in the winning run. Light it up in downtown St. Louis as the Cardinals have come back to beat the Cincinnati Reds here at Busch Stadium. Wow, what a finish. And the Cardinals have knocked off the Reds 6-5.
John Rooney, of course, with the call right here on KMOX. It's the Extra Innings Show. It's presented by Gray Bar. Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs. I'm Joe Pott from our Busch Stadium studios as the Cardinals win it today 6-5 in 11 innings. That's now 5 wins in a row for the Redbirds. What a difference a week makes, that is, if I can say it. But we were talking last weekend. They snapped their 6-game losing streak at Milwaukee on Saturday and then dropped the game on Sunday. They lose 3 of 4 to the Brewers in that weekend series, and it was 7 of 8 overall for the Redbirds that they had lost. And now here we are, fast forward to 1 week, and we're talking about 5 straight wins, and the team is back within striking distance in the National League Central Division. And if you heard any of our network show and you heard any of the talk with Arenado or Burleson or Sonny Gray, the overriding, the dominant feeling is this team's never out of it, and they're deep enough to do some damage, which we saw last night with the lineup they had that did not have Arenado and did not have Contreras, but yet they score 6 runs. They're back in there today, take some 12 innings, but they score 6 runs. It's a lot of fun, and it's a team that I think generally plays a really good brand of baseball. And I think that's what allows you to be in the position you are right now if you are the St. Louis Cardinals, 42-35 and 4.5 back in the National League Central Division. If you want to get involved, we would love to have you. 314-436-7900. You can call. Easier still, jump on the socials, whether it's Facebook or it's YouTube or it's X. We are there. We're live on the stream. You can take a look. You can comment right there on the stream. I can see the comments. We will put them on, and we will react to them and talk about this win here this afternoon. 6-5 winner Steve Wright joins us on the stream, says good afternoon, and good afternoon to you, Steve. Hope it was a good afternoon. It was certainly a good one here at Busch Stadium. Nice and warm, but when it ends in a Redbird winner, there's hardly much we can complain about. And really, I don't think there's a lot you can complain about today. Can you complain about an offense that couldn't get a hit for 6 innings in there? Sure, I guess you can, and that's probably valid. I think it was 5 straight innings, to be honest. But this is certainly a case of all's well that ends well, because you're going to run into that, and you're going to run into pitchers that give you more trouble than maybe you think they would just by looking at their stats on paper, or more trouble than they have in the past. Whatever the reason, they play 9 innings for a reason, and the Cardinals, I would say, needed all 9, but they in fact needed 11 today to get this one done. But the long and short of it is, you've won 5 straight games. You're in position now to sweep another series, which would be back-to-back series sweeps. And again, you're within striking distance in the National League Central. And we were talking about, and I was talking about a week ago, this being that important stretch with Milwaukee last weekend, with the Reds here this week, and then the Cubs here next week, and then, of course, seeing the Cubs again over the July 4th weekend. This is a huge stretch. Sam Foreman drops a comment in on the stream. He says, I'm happy for the win, but he thinks they should have walked Ellie De La Cruz with 2 outs and first base open and 2 outs in the 7th inning. That, of course, was the 2-run home run. But I will point to this, and I said this before, but he was hitting a $194 with 3 home runs against left-handers before today. So I don't know, and I think that if you're Steven Matz, you feel like you have the upper hand in that battle, and I'm okay with it. And sometimes you're going to get beat, and I think that was the case today. You got beat by a really good player. He ended up with a couple of big hit. Well, it could have had a much bigger hit in the 3rd inning, obviously, the triple that ended up getting thrown out at the plate. But yeah, I mean, you look back and you think, okay, maybe that obviously that would have certainly helped the situation then. But again, going in, I wouldn't have thought that. I wouldn't have thought you're going to walk him here. I wouldn't have looked at it that way. He was not hitting as well anyway, not well against left-handers. So I'm okay with that. Again, if you want to get in, 314-436-7900, 314-436-7900, or drop us a comment as Steve did and Sam did on our stream. We are live on Facebook, on YouTube, on X, and you can drop your comment right there on the stream, and we can hear it. We can see it, and then you'll hear it because I'll read it. Steven Matz, not great today because mainly of that 2-run home run from Ellie De La Cruz. But really what hurt, obviously, is the leadoff walk. You start that inning off in a bad way if you're Steven Matz. Otherwise, the bullpen, very good. Andre Granillo gave up the leadoff triple in the 8th inning, which led to a run. But it could have spiraled, and it didn't spiral there. Short outing for John King, but good to see him with a positive result, getting a couple of outs to start that 9th inning. That was really good. Ryan Helsley, just fine today, pitching right through that 10th inning without any issue, despite starting with the runner on. And of course, Phil Maton, who we talked about in the network post, but he ended up with 2 runners on and 2 outs after the 2-out walk to Connor Joe, but he comes back and strikes out Matt McClain. And John Rooney mentioned this, Claibs mentioned this, and then Oliver Marmol mentioned this in the post game, that sometimes Phil Maton has done that he has gotten himself in a spot, and he, perhaps better than a lot, know that, hey, this is a spot that I have to have a punch out, or I can get a fly out, whatever it is. He had to have a punch out there basically in the 11th, and he got it, and he sends it to the bottom half, in which the Cardinals send everyone home happy. We'll take a break here on the Extra Innings Show. We'll come back, and if we don't have any more comments, we'll wrap things up here on this edition as the Cards win it 6-5 in extras over the Reds. We're coming right back on your home of the Cardinals, KMOX.
You might know Graybar for cable and connectivity, but there's one more thing you should know us for that can help optimize your project's total value, like our comprehensive electronic solutions for security, AV, wireless, and networking, or our specialized job site services like material staging and kitting, or maybe our logistics specialists who can help you identify efficiencies and ensure just-in-time delivery. So consider what one more thing you may need to optimize your bottom line and get to know us for that. Yep, Graybar does that.
When you own a business, you know there's no shortage of bold moments. At VOS, we're here to help you meet those moments in stride. Whether it's reducing your exposure to check fraud, setting up direct deposit, or helping make credit card processing seamless, VOS is here for you, your employees, and your customers. Are you ready for a better banking experience? Then make the bold move and switch to VOS today. Visit bankwithvos.com. Member FDIC.
There's a big red barn where you say free. Norm's Bargain Barn. On discount windows, doors, and things. Norm's Bargain Barn.
Hi, I'm Norm Wilkie. Come see my new selection of Amish cabinetry made by my good Amish friends at Countrywood Products. We now stock 5 styles of cabinetry for you to choose from.
When you need to save on discount windows, doors, and cabinetry, come to Norm's Bargain Barn. With locations in Shiloh and Fenton at the bottom of Gravois Bluffs. Visit normsbargainbarn.com.
That's normsbargainbarn.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575.
Now, back to the Verizon Extra Innings Show.
The pitch. Arenado swings. He hits it deep. Way back to left field. It might go. It's Gunner. A tie game. Arenado comes back to tie the game in the ninth inning.
Nolan Arenado with the big home run, number 10 this year for him. That tied the game, as you heard John Rooney with the call here on KMOX. It's the Extra Innings Show. It's presented by Gray Bar. Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs. As you look at some of the numbers here, and if you want to get in quickly before we wrap up, it is 314-436-7900, or easier yet, just drop us a comment on the stream. We're on YouTube, Facebook, X. You can find us there, and we will react to that, and I'll be able to talk to you there. Or if you want to go old school, hit me up and hit me up on the lines, 314-436-7900, as the Cardinals win it today, 6-5. So here's some of the things. The Cardinals now, I'd be interested because I honestly don't know what the league average is in one-run games, but the Cardinals are now 2 over in one-run games, which I think is certainly a positive sign because they had struggled early in the year. They're now 14-12 in one-run games. They're also now 3-5 in extra inning games. So again, you're coming in at 2-5. That's not where you want to be if you get things to extra inning games. But I think that is kind of part of the progression, right? And that is showing a sign of a team that is, even as they play here through the now middle of June, they're still learning how to kind of do some of those things and learning how to win some of those games and win some of those games more consistently. And I think that's a good sign. I've said it a lot. I know Matt Pauley has said it a lot, that this is a team that is an entertaining team to watch. And, you know, say what you will. Oh, that's not going to win the division. Okay, that's fine. I get that. But I think over the last 2 years, the other complaint has been it's just not been always very good baseball. And I would challenge you that this year it's been much better baseball. And ultimately, that better baseball is, at least to this point, leading to more wins. And I think will even further lead to more wins. When you start seeing the record in the one-run games, the record in the extra inning games, when you start seeing those things come around, then I think that you're looking at a team, again, as I said, you're looking at a team that is improving and that is able to, you know, put itself in good position. The real third man one on the stream says maybe surprisingly dominant teams have a lesser record in one-run games than poor teams, and especially relative to their records. So I'm guessing that he was looking up some of those things that I was talking about, kind of what's the league average right there. So, and I think that would make sense, but I would probably, just to guess again, if you're a dominant team, you're probably playing less of those one-run games than you are some of the games that are, you know, not necessarily blowouts. I'm looking here. I'm just looking at the Cardinals' record in, quote, blowouts is 16-7. That's 5 or more runs difference in the score. So a dominant team, a really dominant team, is probably playing fewer of those one-run games. Therefore, you know, the record might not be as good. And thank you, real third man, for the comment. Kelly Mars, looking at next series could be great. We're hot again. Cubbies could be shut down soon. Yeah, I don't know what more you ask for, right? The Cubs are coming in town. The team you're chasing in the division, you're playing well. The Cubs are playing pretty well. It's going to be a fun 4 days at Busch Stadium. I need to wrap it up. I need to tell you what's on deck is sponsored by Chesterfield Fence and Deck. The sign you have the very best, chesterfieldfence.com. Cardinals and Reds tomorrow, 1:15 first pitch, 12:20 with our pregame show. Big thanks to John Rooney, to Mike Claiborne, to Jim Jackson, Kyle Sixta, and of course to Daniel Hinkamp in the studio, keeping us in line and on time all afternoon. I'm Joe Pott. I'll talk to you tomorrow beginning at 12:20 with our pregame show, and we'll get you all ready for that final game of the series and the chance for the Redbird sweep. It would be their second straight if they can pull it off. My thanks to you for keeping it right here on your home of the Cardinals and being with us all weekend long, today and tomorrow, as the Cardinals look to sweep this series. They do it today in extra innings. Maybe tomorrow they can do it in 9. Keep it right here on your home of the Cardinals, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
KMOX is now on 104.1 FM, the same great station with even better sound.
You are listening to The Business of Family Business here on KMOX. I'm Debbie Monterey, along with Kevin Short of Clayton Capital Partners, and our guests are Ryan and Keith Petker of Petker Construction.
So, incredible foundation your dad built, and